Let me give you my thoughts on Andrew Tate's arrest. Whatever the media say, they'll say sexual allegations, they'll say this, headlines will be pumped, not left-wing media, right-wing media. Everyone will convict him before he's even been tried, yeah? Happens innocent until proven guilty. They want the population weak, they want men weak. Along comes Andrew Tate. What lengths do you think they'll go to finish him? You know that influential people, some of the most influential people in the world, have sat around tables and decided he's got to go, yeah? And will you just believe what they say? Because I don't believe a word they say, yeah? But they don't bank on people watching a video, they bank on people listening to their media, yeah? Which is what they're going to do now with Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan, yeah? So question everything, especially if you're my supporters and you're sitting there commenting saying, I don't like this man, he's this, he's that. Question everything, yeah? You've seen what they've done with me. I hear Tate say, which surprised me, the weakest link in your group, so he keeps his group strong. If you've got females around you, yeah, who are prepared to take their clothes off for money, your links ain't that strong. Because if they take their clothes off for money, what do you think they'll say about you for money? Yeah? What do you think they'll say about you for money? And there's a hell of a lot of money when there's billions or trillions been spent to condition the world the way they want it, and then along comes Top G, starts messing it up for him. I'm worried for him, mate. I'm worried for him. Anyway, my personal view, free Top G.
This was Tommy Robinson, shortly after Andrew Tate's arrest late in December 2022. In my latest upload of a Twitter space where I discussed Andrew Tate, Nick Fuentes and Tommy Robinson, I got a comment asking me to stop putting Tommy Robinson alongside those disgusting people. And I've had a similar sentiment coming from some of my viewers in the fallout of my recent coverage of Tommy. I'm going to use this video to explain one of my reasons why I will not do this and why I think Tommy Robinson is a disgrace. You need to start by understanding their history, which a lot of people aren't aware of. Tate and Robinson go way back to their days in Luton, England. Tommy was born and raised in Luton, and Andrew moved there when he was 11 years old after his parents divorced in 1997.
Tommy Robinson, you may well have heard of him.
I know him. He's a Luton guy. I know him very well.
That's why I brought it up, because, you know, you lived in Luton. I mean, did you ever bump into Tommy? Ever have any experiences with Tommy, or is it just a name?
You can message Tommy right now and say you're talking to Tate, and he'll be like, oh, Tate, we're best. I've hung out with Tommy untold times.
I've seen his interviews. He says you're a solid guy. He always says you get a good friendship. How did that relationship start?
So Tate's from Luton. Well, he's from America, but come to Luton. And he boxed at Storm Gym. So I know people who trained with him, fought with him. And Amir, so Amir is a ex-Bosnian Special Forces, who's the trainer there. And I think he was like a mentor for Andrew Tate. I got to know Andrew Tate. I did travel out to see Tate in 2018 when I got cancelled. When I got cancelled because Tate wanted to set up a TV studio.
What's the connection? How did you and Tommy Robinson come about?
Yeah, we're both from Luton, so we both know each other, and we've always kind of known each other, and I've always understood his patriotism.
Since Andrew Tate's arrest, Tommy has gone far beyond just declaring that his old friend is innocent. The brief interaction I had with Tommy came after I saw him speaking with Andrew Gold and attacking Tate's victims.
I suppose the problem with the idea of him just being a character is the allegations around transportation of women and underage women, and also some of his gloating, whether it's real or not, has been about underage like girls, hasn't it?
Well, I've seen some of the clips recently, yeah. Panorama just done a hit piece on him. Yeah? I don't believe him. Simple. I don't believe Panorama in anything. And there's a secretive organisation who have been pivotal in Andrew Tate's attempted takedown called Hope Not Hate. I know that they pay people tens of thousands of pounds. They liaise between the media and the person. So they'll go give a girl 20 grand. Then they'll line up BBC to interview the girl. So BBC's hands are clean. They haven't paid anyone.
The women featured in the Panorama documentary that Tommy's referring to are part of the civil case against Andrew Tate in the UK, where he is accused of rape and other violent assaults. I know this case very well and am confident that Tommy's insinuation that they only came forward after Hope Not Hate paid them tens of thousands of dollars is utter garbage. After that podcast came out in September, I posted that clip on Twitter and tagged Tommy calling him out, challenging him to clarify how he came to that conclusion, while telling him I know he can't because he's talking shit. Tommy actually saw my tweet and posted this video in response.
Just watch my Hope Not Hate documentary, mate. The expose. The it shows that they paid Jada Fanson £20,000. That's not, if you watch the whole interview, you're watching a little clipped, edited version. If you watch the whole interview, I wasn't talking about Andrew Tate's victims being paid any money. So, I was talking about Panorama, why I don't believe Panorama, because I know that Hope Not Hate act as a middle source to pay people to lie on Panorama. Panorama then give you, the public, the news. And if you watch my Panodrama expose, I prove all of that as well. So, have a good day.
So Tommy was saying that he isn't specifically referring to Tate's victims being paid off by Hope Not Hate and Panorama, but he was just commenting that he doesn't trust Panorama because he's experienced them acting in these unethical ways. This may have seemed to me like a reasonable response if we were talking about an isolated incident. But the reason I felt compelled to call Tommy out when I saw him saying this to Andrew Gold was that this was not the first time I had seen Tommy suggest that Tate's victims only came forward after being offered money. Here is a hopped up Tommy Robinson suggesting to Fresh and Fit that this happened.
Yeah.
But I've said, no, this is lies, yeah? You cannot trust anything that they're saying. When they put someone up on TV, no longer I could trust any of them. When there's someone sitting talking, I think, how much have you been paid? And what this NGO organisation, you can watch the expose, I'll send you the link. It's called Hope Not Hate Exposed. What they do is they do what the police can't do. Because if the police done it, it's entrapment. If the newspaper's done it, they're not allowed to. They're not allowed to pay people to create stories. So they come in and they fill the void. Yeah, they pay the girls. And I guarantee you they've been in contact with every girl Andrew Tate's ever contacted. I guarantee you.
Yeah, no, they have.
Guarantee you.
He even said it.
Yeah, I guarantee you.
Like 50K.
Yeah, and it won't be the government, because the government keep their hands clean. It won't be the police. It won't be the Romanian officials. It'll be these NGO organisations.
Yeah.
And they come in and they do the dirty work. And they have been behind putting people in prison for terrorism and everything, these groups.
But Tommy's attacks of Andrew Tate's victims get much worse. The next example I'm going to show puts him in the category of Candace, Tucker and PBD. Watch him while talking to James English, running blatant propaganda for Tate.
So when I see all this about Andrew Tate, and a lot of my followers are against Andrew Tate, yeah? A lot of my followers are A, against his conversion, B, against his morality in the way he earned his money. They're against, they're believing some of them, all of the hype and allegations. So this is what's going on. I know what the media have done to me. So when I'm seeing what's going on with him, I'm saying, no, you've got to question everything. Because I was nearly Harvey Weinstein, yeah? I was nearly, they were nearly turning an innocent argument with me and an ex-employee into a sexual thing that was going to be pumped on Panorama.
I'll likely have a bit to say about this situation in an upcoming video.
So when I see Vice Media, who recently come out and they've released voice recordings of apparently of Andrew Tate, I question everything. They've released voice recordings of Andrew Tate which sound absolutely horrific.
Am I a bad person? Because the more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I fucking loved how much you hated it. Are you seriously so offended I strangled you a little bit? You didn't fucking pass out.
Now, what they don't tell you, there was a rape allegation against Andrew Tate in 2015 from the girls who they've got these voice recordings of. What they don't tell you, what Vice Media didn't tell anyone, is that the reason that didn't go to trial was because the two girls who are making the allegations, when you make a sexual allegation, we've seen it with this Ellie Williams case up in Barrow, your phone is taken off you, yeah, by the police. The police found that these two girls were conspiring to extort Andrew Tate for money. Yeah?
You just heard Tommy say that the women in the UK civil lawsuit were caught by the police conspiring to extort Tate. This is a narrative we've only heard from Tate or his propaganda minions. Here you can see Suleiman Ahmed, a Tate propaganda account telling the same story. And the story is completely untrue. The idea that the police caught the women planning to extort Tate contradicts the facts that the police apologised for the ridiculous amount of years that the investigation took, and that the police told the lawyers representing the women that they believed there was sufficient evidence for Tate to be charged, even though the CPS declines to prosecute. I've spoken with the lawyers that represent these women, They've confirmed this story to be rubbish, and this is backed up by the fact that the case is progressing towards a trial. This isn't the only time that Tommy has spewed this Andrew Tate propaganda. Here he is bringing it up in a Twitter space.
I've had a lot of criticism over Andrew Tate. I know Andrew Tate. I've had a lot of criticism over Andrew Tate, and I don't believe anything. It's like, I know. I've been in this position. I know the lies they've told about me. I know it. So I know what they do. Their job is like Russell Brand.
What's your stance, Tommy? What's your stance? That was one of my questions. I had two of them. What's your stance on Andrew Tate and all the allegations?
On all the allegations, I don't know enough about all the allegations. I don't believe it. That's what I'll tell you. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. So I don't believe anything. If Andrew Tate is tried by a jury of 12, okay, a fair jury of 12, and he's convicted, I believe it. But if he's tried by a judge under pressure by the American establishment and the British establishment, because let's face it, they've spoke about him dozens of times in Parliament. I think they're spending nearly £1 billion on trying to limit his influence in youth. So
2 billion.
2 billion. So do you not think that spending 2 billion, they've got enough to influence a Romanian judge? Like, look, I'll talk from some of the headlines I've read. For example, Andrew Tate raped a girl in 2017 in the UK, blah, 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 blah. And what happened, and I know this, is the two girls had that when the allegation was made against him, they took their phones. Now, when they took their phones, they were conspiring together to blackmail Andrew Tate for money. Yeah, that's why there was no prosecution and charges. So and if you watch Panodrama that I made on myself, what the BBC did and what all of them done is anyone I'd ever fallen out with, they went and approached. So they get people who hate you, they get people who you've fallen out with. For example, they got my ex-employees who I'd sacked. They went to people I'd had disagreements with, and then they sit them down and they say, tell us about him. And then they put a camera in him.
This is Tommy reciting the Andrew Tate propaganda script, just like we've seen from clowns like Suleiman Ahmed, Ryan Dawson and Myron Gaines. Tommy says that Andrew Tate is innocent and that all the women who say that Tate trafficked or raped them are liars because Tate is Tommy's mate. It really is inexplicable to be against Andrew Tate and support Tommy Robinson. You could speak out against the likes of Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, and Patrick Bet-David for running propaganda for Andrew Tate, but what? It's okay if Tommy Robinson does it because you agree with his politics? Whether you agree or disagree with Tommy Robinson on his politics or his thoughts on immigration is irrelevant to the fact that he is Andrew Tate's mate who has run propaganda for him and attacked his victims. It is also irrelevant to the fact that Tommy repeatedly defamed a kid and has scammed his audience, claiming that he is being prosecuted for telling the truth. I showed this conclusively and in detail in my review of Tommy's documentary Silenced. I'll leave the link to this in the description, and I recommend watching it if this video was eye-opening.